Wasn't that a pleasure to watch? As it was a pleasure to watch, and no wonder he became the dancing star. He moved like a piece of ice on the floor, and even if he made any mistakes, we didn't see the flaws, because for us, he was perfect. Dushyanth, I have the good fortune and the pleasure of having him first on the Good Morning Sri Lanka show and on MTV. Good morning, Dushyanth.
Good morning.
How do you feel being the dancing star?
Very, very good. Very good. It feels great. You go places, people talk to you, and they appreciate what you did. They congratulate you. They're happy.
They're happy you become a star. Wherever you go, people want autographs and people want to know you. Now, did you feel this before you won the Dancing Star as well?
Well, I've
like whilst being in the competition?
whilst and even before, but I've released about 7 songs before Dancing Star, so I was famous within a certain amount of people, but not the whole island like this. I did experience it before, but mainly when I go for shows and then come back, things like that. But now it's
amazing.
It's wonderful.
I can imagine it's wonderful. Now, being on the panel of judges of the Dancing Star from the very inception, I never did imagine that you would eventually take the trophy away, because I have seen you on stage. I have seen you singing, actually, not dancing. But when you sing, you also tend to imitate a little bit of Michael Jackson, and I thought you had that little one way of dancing. I didn't realize that you could take different modes as far as dancing is concerned. But there was a point when you proved beyond that, and at that point I kept saying, maybe he has a chance of becoming the dancing star. What was your experience like taking part in the competition itself?
Well, even though the majority of the people didn't expect me to do anything beyond Michael Jackson, I always knew that I was capable of doing something more.
Did you know that you had it in you?
Maybe probably not to this extent, but I've done musicals like Phantom of the Opera, where I was playing character of Raoul, which is absolutely nothing much I've done before, and Good Thriller and a character of Thomas. So, and all those musicals were with a lot of dancing and things like that. So I always knew that I could do something beyond. It's just that the public did not know as much as I knew. But only thing is, when it came to certain dances like the ballroom, the Latin, which I've never done, I always left the dance floor at a party or a dinner dance or something like that when it came to the proper way of dancing, because I couldn't dance.
You were not a trained professional dancer.
I didn't know how to waltz, to jive, to cha-cha. I did not know.
All you knew was just, swing from side to side.
Yeah, just do the thing the way that I liked it. So, only thing is, only when I came here, I got into that as well, and
Which I always kept saying whilst I was being on the panel, actually, it is the person who uses his brain or her brain that would eventually get into the competition, because everybody who took part are stars, and they all liked by the public, and they all have their own little fan club in their different fields. These are people who are singers, actors, from the big screen, the small screen, the stage. A very versatile group of people took part, 20 of them. Now, at every point, at every elimination or eliminating point, I kept saying that in order to get into the finals or to be the dancing star, you have to use this. And I strongly believe that that's exactly what you did. You even used the right partner. And you seek professional help, which I think most people didn't realize. A lot of them who are professional dancers tend to do their own little designs and choreography, which would have gone against them.
Well, most of the dances I choreograph myself, and with the help of Hashini and my choreographer Gayan Shrima. But when it came to the ballroom and the Latin, things like that, I had to fetch the best. And actually I was not the only person. There were few others, and Nilanthi was one of them. And when I went to Kevin, the same week when we were doing ballroom, Nilanthi was also with Kevin. And then I actually asked, I always, because as a friend, I love speaking to Chanda, not with regard to dance, but with regard to show business. As how an artist should work, not just on stage, but off stage, things like that. Yes, but a lot of people did, but it was important to always learn something the professional way. So I did use a bit up there, and I always fetch for the best partner. Actually, Hashini was my very first choice. It's that the initial stages I thought maybe she's not going to get her permission, and that's how I fetched into looking for others. Then I found a girl, and then she had to disappear to Dubai. So it came to desperate measures where I had to try out asking Hashini, and that worked out fine, and that's how Hashini came in. Yeah, like you said, it was very, very important to use your head and
to also
be
find the
right partner and do the right dance and be beyond your capabilities, and just push yourself, even to realize that you need to push yourself a little bit more. Fine time.
I want to talk about pushing yourself more after the break, but I want to just mention this, Dushyanth. I have to congratulate you. Every performance was very crystal clear. There was refinement, there was culture in whatever you did. You said you choreographed most of your dances, or you had something in your head, and that was what the professionals helped you to eventually implement. Because a lot of people think that just because technically you can dance and you just crowd your dance with various things, and if that doesn't have clarity, if it doesn't have refinement, then it doesn't come across as a perfect dance. So this is probably why some of the real professionals got out of the competition much earlier. Do you believe that that is why?
Yeah, maybe, because I wouldn't want to mention names, but especially on the day of the week of the ballroom, I saw a certain participant doing a rumba, a samba, a jive, and all those to one song. The thing is, a jive, a cha-cha, a rumba, a samba, all those are defined by a beat. If it's 4/4, if it's 6/8, or whatever. The thing is, one song will have only one beat. So how is it you're going to do all those routines in one song? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so the right rhythm.
So it's important that you always make it very clear. That is why I always chose at least 2 or 3 songs to define my dance. I do Hindi, then I like the finals, I do a Hindi, I do only the Hindi moves. I go for Maria, it's all the Latin moves. And then I go for a Sinhalese one, it's with the sarong, it's that. And then when I do Michael Jackson, it's Michael Jackson. Then if I'm doing Tamil, it's Gopadi, all in a very hardy, rough move. It was very important.
So you knew exactly how to design, and clarity was absolutely. And our public is obviously, because the judges had nothing to do with choosing dancing style. We could only give our comments. We could only give our marks to show how much we appreciated what you did. But eventually, it's the public that votes. So our public is absolutely very, very intelligent, and they were also looking for the best, and they knew it was not the star value that they were looking for. They were looking for absolutely the person that could dance well. We're just going to take a short commercial break, and we're going to talk to Dushyanth more about Dancing Star.